In the mountains, there are events which we call cloudburst, right? And then there are events we call rain. What's the difference? Rain, when clouds are spreading their love, joy, and peace evenly on this entire earth. So everybody receives a drop of that and gets nourished, and life flowers. It is life giving. Rain becomes life giving. But if the same cloud does not shower its rain evenly, if it pours all the water that it is holding at one location, we call it cloudburst, and it is life destroying. It destroys life all around. Wherever it falls, that 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 stream of water from the sky falls, it just destroys life.
Our second question has come from Parulji from Muscat. Her question is, Guruji, I have lived a simple and honest life, yet I have faced many hardships. This year I lost my husband, and I often wonder why I had to suffer when I never hurt anyone. Now my life revolves around my daughter. We share a very strong bond. She's my everything. At this stage of life, I feel the need for a good guru to guide me.
I'll share a story with you. I think it's called the mustard seed story from the life of Buddha. Once Buddha was traveling with his disciple to a village, and a lady, just like you, lost one of her loved one, let's say her husband. She was just not able to accept and reconcile. And she was in deep pain, crying all the time. And somebody said, "Look, the great Buddha is in the village. He's got lot of Shaktis, lot of powers. He's like God. He can bring your deceased one back to life. Why don't you go to Buddha and ask him?" So the lady goes to Buddha, weeping, crying, grieving, and asks Buddha, "Can you bring my loved one back to life?" Buddha said, "Yes, I can do that. But before that, I give you a task. You've got to finish that task. Go to this village, every home of this village, and bring me some mustard seeds. But there is a condition. You can only bring mustard seed from the house in which nobody has ever died. Now go and get me some mustard seed. The moment I get the mustard seeds from you, I'll resurrect the dead one." So this woman who was weeping, grieving, she just ran like crazy, knocked on the first door, and asked that, "I want some mustard seed for the Buddha, because only with the seeds he can bring my loved one back to life." And the lady of the house just went in to get the mustard seeds. And then the grieving lady said, "But please tell me that nobody has ever died in your home." And the house lady said, "I'm sorry. Just 2 months ago, I lost my father in law. So I cannot give you these mustard seeds of no use to you." She ran and goes to the next house, then to the next house, then to the next house. She went through all the houses in the village and comes back to Buddha, because every house, somebody had lost somebody. She comes back to Buddha and she realizes the mistake. And Buddha says that, "O great lady, whosoever takes birth dies. Whatever is born will perish. It is true to every product of matter. It is also true to every life form. Everything that takes form at some point will disintegrate. That's the law. And the lady understood that. And then Buddha says, you're grieving not because somebody, your loved one, is no more. You're grieving because you were so attached. You you just bound your identity with this loved one. And that's the cause of your dukkha. So the cause of dukkha is not death, because that's inevitable. We all know this. The cause of dukkha is a deep possession, pakad, which is attachment with the being, with that being which has gone. I just explained earlier. Our job, our work here is to nurture the unconditional love. And as you start to nurture unconditional love, you will see it will just not be locked with one person. It will start to spread. That's the nature of love. But the nature of attachment is it gets locked with one being, one person, one object, one form. But if you start to really cultivate pure love, it is not then associated with just one form. It will start to spread. And it will spread to every being. And that's the way to live. The way to live is to become the sun who shines, who gives his light, his nurturing to every being, every matter, every particle that it touches, that comes in its orbit. But what are we doing? Now you say your whole world is your daughter. Again, the same problem. What are you doing? We were born to be like the sun, so that any being that comes in our orbit starts to radiate. We start to radiate our love. We start to send, we start to share our presence, our compassion, our maitri, our love with every being who comes in my orbit. But we don't do that. All those are outer people, external people, and only these two people in my family are my people. So these are my people and they are other people. You understand the problem? Buddhas don't live like that. Sun doesn't live like that. Saints don't live like that. And that's the reason they're in eternal joy, love, and peace. And you too are seeking that eternal joy, love, and peace. But you're not willing to follow the path or the formula, which is you got to open up. Why lock your pouring of your, it's like rain. Imagine if the, okay, I should give you this analogy. In the mountains, there are events which we call cloudburst, right? And then there are events we call rain. What's the difference? Rain, when clouds are spreading their love, joy, and peace evenly on this entire earth. So everybody receives a drop of that and gets nourished, and life flowers. It is life giving. Rain becomes life giving. But if the same cloud does not shower its rain evenly, if it showers, if it pours all the water that it is holding at one location, we call it cloudburst, and it is life destroying. It destroys life all around. Wherever it falls, that stream of water from the sky falls, it just destroys life. Who are we? We are like this floating cloud full of water, water of love, water of maitri, water of compassion. We are all carrying that. But we're not becoming rain cloud, we are becoming cloudburst. We are pouring all our love, care, compassion on just one or two selected beings. Please understand, this is life negating. It becomes life negating. Because when you pour all that on one being, the quality changes. It becomes attachment. It becomes entanglement. It becomes possession. You suffer, the cloud suffers, and the object or the person on whom the cloud has showered all the water at once suffers. It becomes life negating. It destroys the things. It brings sorrow. It brings grief. It brings dukkha. Please become like the rain cloud who travels filled with the water of love, but spreads it evenly on every being that comes in the orbit of this cloud, on every particle that comes in the orbit of this cloud. That's the way. That's the path. Open yourself. This must not be targeted to one or two people in your life. It needs to spread out. Only then your life becomes purposeful, your life becomes meaningful, your life becomes life giving, life nurturing to life all around. Only then your life becomes life nurturing to life all around. And that's the way to live. And this is the spiritual path. Yeah. Please look at it very carefully. Close your eyes and listen to this again. Let this enter into your heart and reveal itself to you. And then, if you're ready and if Shiva blesses, you will get a guru in your life to guide you, to hold your hand on the path ahead. May that happens for all of us. Thank you.